To protect a river, it takes a village. And in the fall of last year, we lost someone from our village. Andrea Klein served as construction manager for the Huron River Water Trail. Since 2014, Andrea worked side by side with our team to build the 104-mile river trail that you enjoy today. She is also a decades-long volunteer, donor, and friend. She will be missed dearly. Andrea's skill, dedication, and hard work can be seen throughout our watershed, from put-ins to portages to stream restorations and rain gardens. To honor her work and to celebrate her life, HRWC is inducting Andrea into our Hall of Fame, a small group of intrepid individuals who've given so much of their time, heart, and spirit to the Huron River.
Andrea loved the natural world deeply, and she understood it. And that ability allowed her to build projects that we can all appreciate and that celebrated the natural world. She was undaunted by these big visions that we had about how to connect people and celebrate the river and the natural environment around it. At Parker Mill, when we were building a water feature along the river, we knew we were going to have permitting issues. We knew we'd have problems with public perception. But then new things came up about how do we get fresh water down the hill and how do we develop the right pump. Further downstream, when we worked on dam removal at Peninsular Paper, Andrea was willing to work on so many moving parts, from figuring out who owned the land that would be rediscovered to the bridge designs and the road construction. There were always compounding factors and problems, and Andrea was really undaunted in that challenge and so committed to the work.
Andrea played a big part in the success of the Huron River Water Trail and other river up projects. Of course, she brought the technical skills to every project, but she was equally as skilled with the relationships that were unique to every project. I really valued her role as a thought partner as projects were being planned. I think some of my most fun memories of working with Andrea came from those times before any dirt was even moved. Whether that was scouting out places in the field to potentially put in campsites along the water trail, or figuring out what's the best solution for a canoe and kayak locker, I am so grateful for her contributions to the water trail and know that our work was better for her involvement.
One fun memory of Andrea that I have is when we were paddling on the Huron River together with a photographer that had paddled the entire Huron River before several times over. We started talking about different portages and launch areas, and the photographer brought up the Fluke Dam portage. And Andrea had been instrumental to the design and then overseeing the construction of that project. The photographer says he goes to bed at night dreaming of the Fluke Dam portage because it's just such a wonderful, safe, nice, convenient portage to use when you're canoeing or kayaking on the river. And I'm always going to remember just how Andrea's face lit up getting a rave review about a project that she clearly cared about, put a lot of effort to. And I think that really spoke to how much she cared about the river and how much she cared about the quality of her work. So that's always a memory of Andrea that's going to make me happy.
A key component of Andrea was her love of the natural world. She loved to study it, to enjoy it, and to share it with others.
Andrea was a fellow trailblazer and a trusted colleague and a friend.
I could always rely on her to get the job done effectively, quickly. I trust her as much as anybody I've ever worked with.
Recently, I had the privilege of working closely with Andrea on a stream restoration project up in Norton Creek. I cannot tell you how comforting it was to have her on my team. I have rarely worked with someone so capable and reliable. As you can see, Andrea has left a mark on our home river and on so many of us. It is my honor to induct her into HRWC's Hall of Fame. Next time you paddle, fish, or walk along the Huron, look for the mark of Andrea Klein. I assure you, it is there.